Okay, so we talked about like some of my base layers and mid layers, right? So I got on a mid layer. Uh, Generally, I'll wear long sleeve wool shirt, and then my mid layers will be knits. Okay, let that you know evaporation action happen, right? Because that's what we want when we're heated up and our body emits vapor, which becomes perspiration and makes everything wet, right? So we want things which will draw that away from us and then push it to the outside and evaporate outside of our garments. That's what we want. This is one of the reasons why we use wool. You know, why wool is really the best natural. Uh, it's the best all natural product to use for the outdoors. So it's come and gone and come back again in popularity. I think it's gained popularity again in the last few years. So I brought out um, my hunting jacket, and I brought out this shell garment, this shell jacket, which the shell is basically to protect against briars and wind. So if it's really really windy out there and I'm gonna go hunting and I know that there's always going to be briars and stuff, then I'll get the shell on over everything else, right? And anyway, best thing to do is don't go through briars, but you're gonna encounter them here and there in some places. So this stuff is not real expensive. Uh, this coat, I think, was about $100. Okay, not new. It was used. Uh, I had somebody buy this for me because I saw it for sale on the internet, and I had someone buy it for me because I don't use digital stuff. I don't use credit cards, none of that. I just use cash these days, right? Because I'm bucking the system. So I got rid of all that nonsense. Anyway, eventually probably won't be able to do that. So this is a Cabela's wool coat. It's older, okay, but it is made in the USA. I'll show you the tag here. So, made in the USA, dry clean, 100% virgin wool. Cabela's 100% virgin wool, made in USA. So I'm not sure when they came out with this, but it's still in good condition. There's no holes in the wool, and there are no buttons missing or any of that sort of thing. So, like I said before in other videos, wool can last for generations. So this is possibility that this belonged to somebody's dad or granddad, right? So, and now I've got it. So anyway, it's about one size smaller than I would like, but not everybody's extra large or 2 extra large or 3 extra large or whatever size. The brands are all a little bit off. I don't know why they can't get standardized. Anyway, it fits over, a layer or two. The arms are not really big enough to encounter to to accommodate really more than a couple of layers, like a base layer and one mid layer. Okay, that's about all the arms are good for, right? Which is kind of, you know, it is what it is. But anyway, if I wanted to, I could put on, say, a vest, right? So if I got a wool vest or a wool knit vest, whichever one, right? And I could put that on underneath here if I wanted to. Has draw cord right here, but I'm not real big on draw cords. If I had my way, I would have what's called a wind skirt in here. And a wind skirt is something that doesn't put any stress on the material like this does. So if I draw this cord up, this draws the wool right next to my body, which would create a cold spot. Okay, so when the wool is pulled right tight against the body from that draw cord, that's going to create a cold spot right there. You say, well, that's to keep the wind from coming up. Well, this is why I'm telling you about the wind skirt. Okay, so any manufacturers are listening. Wind skirts used to be somewhat popular here and there with different companies over the years in the past, and they are very good to integrate into your product for an outdoors product because there's no cold spot. So the wind skirt is basically about 4 to 6 inches wide. It goes all the way around inside of the coat or parka, and then it has draw cord on it, and so that is against your waist, and then it leaves the body of the jacket, coat, parka, whatnot free, so that you can have the layers in there and you can have dead air space, okay, for insulation. Now, and obviously it keeps the wind out too, because it cuts the wind off almost about 98-99% from coming up underneath the coat. Now I put these paracord pulls on here, like this one and this and down here. So it's got some snap buttons. Okay, get the beard out. So I can have it like this. It's got some pockets here on the side which are kind of low, and they're straight. They're not at an angle. At an angle, sometimes you will find if you have a coat with the pockets at an angle, it's more convenient to put your hands in. But then if it's really coming down like a blizzard, then a lot of times it'll start, get some snow down in there or whatnot. So this kind of like prevents that from happening, but at the same time, my arms are a little short to reach way down here. But that's okay, because I can always just put my hands in there, pull it up here, and then I got more dead air space, right? I got more dead air space, so I'll stay warmer even, right? So, put the hood up. Right, so what I like to do when I'm out is I like to have a cap on with a short brim, and that holds this up, right? It can be a flat cap, or it could be any kind of old school, hunting cap that has a brim, right? Put that on, that'll keep it away from your face, and you're good, right? You can also draw it down with these cords. So, yeah. Anyway. So what else have I got here? So I told you I had the Carhartt shell, right, with the Carhartt hood. I'm going to get rid of this Velcro on here, because Velcro should not be on any kind of a wool item, and it should not be near any kind of a wool item, because Velcro will tear up your wool, right? I'll put a couple of 1 or 2 military buttons on there. You know, mechanical buttons, not snaps. So I got this Carhartt work jacket, which is duck canvas. I got this really large. I got it really large on purpose so that I could put it over as many layers as I want, right? So this thing is huge. It's like a tent. So I could put it over this hunting coat, right? See how big this thing is? It's a 3X giant size, you know. But protect you against briars and whatnot, okay? And the wind. The wind won't blow through there. And it's not a whole lot of insulation, but it is still one more layer, right? So I put a couple of buttons, 3 buttons there, and then, you know, there you go. So, in a matter of about 230 bucks is between these 2 coats. Okay, because this one was brand new. So between these 2 coats, 1 used wool coat and 1 new Carhartt shell, looking at about 230 bucks. Which, you know, some people that still sounds like a lot, but I'm going to tell you that that's definitely a good deal. It is a good deal. So, because you're looking at your protection, okay? Something that's just like a cotton or whatever, forget about it. Just save your money and just get something basic like this. Doesn't have to be new. Several of my wool sweaters, jumpers that are in like new condition, I bought them used, and I've got several of them from Ireland and Scotland, and they were like 50 bucks each, you know, and like new, 100% wool, you know, made in Ireland or Scotland, right? So this one I'm wearing right now, I got it new a number of years ago. Woolrich, made in China. I was not happy about that when I saw that. I thought Woolrich, you know, it's got to be good. Made in America, blah, blah, blah. No. Now you can't even buy anything that's worth a darn from Woolrich. They have totally ruined the company. They've totally ruined the company, and I do not think that they will ever recover. And there we go. Starting to, I'm already sweating. All right, guys, we'll let you go with that. Yeah. If you have questions or comments, you know what to do. Catch you later.